Welcome back to Symax Fintech Weekly Market Insight. This is the final part where we just do some technical analysis for you. I hope you've watched all the macro parts because, it's great to have that combination of knowledge of what's going on out in the markets for the fundamentals as well as the technicals. So again, we're just going to go through our usual charts, even though we've broken it into four. That's the only thing, the format. It's just instead of having it all in one or two videos, you've now got the choice of four different ones. As usual, start with a disclaimer. So trading involves the potential risk of loss of capital, is not suitable for everyone. Hopefully it is for you though. And many companies provide leverage, which means you can lose substantially more than your initial investment. Everything we include in this and everything else that we do provide is purely for educational purposes. We're not trying to encourage you to trade or invest. That must be your decision. And before you make that decision, as usual, consider the risks involved, your financial situation, definitely your level of experience and risk appetite. And always just make sure if you are going to trade, that you only risk capital you're prepared, but more importantly, you can afford to lose. And always make sure that you've proved that to yourself on a demo first before you risk that capital. If you've got any doubts whatsoever, seek independent financial advice before risking that capital. Now, we do take every effort to try and provide accurate data, whether it's data numbers or whether it's chart levels, etc., etc. But of course, we can't guarantee them. But as I say, we do our best. So as usual, the legend for the chart. So in the right-hand axis, we have support and resistance levels in black. Generally, they're trend lines. And then brown numbers are breakout levels. Sort of the claret color numbers, they're sort of horizontal levels where I've sort of identified, where I think there's support or resistance. Or it's where I've seen double or triple tops or bottoms. So we're starting with the DOW Daily. So, stocks had a really good week last week. They finished strong for the month on Q1. In fact, Nasdaq sort of reached its 2023 high and is now back in a bull trend because it's now rallied over 20% from its lows. So let's start with the Dow though. So with the Dow, I've got resistance on the daily at 34,287 and 33,648 with support at 32,294. And then I've got 31,270, which is a breakout level, should it get there. On the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 33,550. I've got support at 33,291 and 33,098. So as you can see from the charts, they did have a strong Friday. And actually from there, because the pivot points are on there, you can see how it rejected the pivot point, that solid blue line, which was obviously really nice. And then when it rallied and it got up to R2, so that's the sort of the top of the two resistance levels, it then became a support line because it rallied up, come back down, tested it 2 or 3 times there before it sort of rallied again. So, pivot points are great. We as pro traders have used them for decades. If you're not sure how to use them, then reach out. Obviously we provide courses on technical analysis, and we don't just cover candlestick charts either. We cover other charts to help you to sort of create a few different options to your trading. So the S&P daily, resistance at 42.20 and 41.51. And support at 40.51 and 38.07. So again, it finished very strong on Friday. So on the 30-minute, I got resistance at 41.42, support at 41.20, 40.88, 40.84, and 40.52. So quite a few levels on that one. Moving on to the Nasdaq, and again, you can see from the close there on the daily, well above sort of its previous high for 2023 there, that was made early Feb. So on Nasdaq, I've got resistance at 13,576 and 13,307, with support at 12,695, 11,922, and 11,868. On the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 13,311, support at 13,224, 13,207, and 13,068. Moving on to the Russell, these are the more sensitive to what's going on in the economy, small cap companies and such like. So here on resistance, I've got 1910 and 1837, with support at 1758 and 1697. On the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 1819. Support much tighter at 1803, and also support at 1780. Now we're just going to look at our usual couple of currencies. First one is the pound against the dollar. So I've got resistance there at 124.43 and 124.40. Very close to sort of where it got rejected on Friday. Support at 122.24 and 118.28. Some of the levels may look old and stale or boring because they're so far away, but with these markets, you just never know what's around the corner at the moment. So looking at pound against the dollar on the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 124.72 and 124.13, with support at 123.14 and 122.93. So euro against the dollar on the daily, I've got resistance at 109.75. It just seems to tire when it gets to that 110 level at the moment, doesn't it? I've got support at 108.80, 105.81, and then I've got 105.27 as a breakout level on the downside. Looking at the 30 minutes, as you can see, sort of towards the end of Friday afternoon, the dollar did come back a little bit stronger. So on the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 109.42, support at 108.76, 108.59, with a breakout level at 108.48. So as you can see, Bitcoin's sort of recovered really well. It's amazing, isn't it? Everyone was doom and gloom at it, and especially last year with the crypto winter and everything. But yeah, it's come back very well. It's over sort of that banking crisis. It almost seemed as if it become a haven trade. Which is a bit of a joke on the banks, really, isn't it? When the banks sort of and everyone else sort of puts crypto down, but then when there was a crisis, it became sort of digital gold, if you like. Okay, so let's have a look at the levels. So on the daily, I've got resistance at 31,600, also at 29,249, and also at 29,160, with support at 26,655, and 23,995. Looking at the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 28,970 and support at 28,610, 28,300 and 27,908. Now, as usual, I've kept in the Bitcoin Nasdaq, and you can see that there's this tighter correlation going on between the two at the moment. It comes and goes, that's for sure. And again, you sort of you wouldn't want to be doing it where basically you've got that situation where it's a correlation. Yeah, it's a loose correlation. Is it something that you would want to trade? Possibly, but you've got to be so careful of it because they're both very volatile products at times. Now, this does say it's the 30-minute, but I've got a feeling it's a daily. I just didn't change the heading, so apologies for that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the gold daily. And resistance at 2023 and 2005 and support at 1973, 1955 and I've got 1922 as a breakout. Yeah, I've got 1834 there as well, but it's a long way away from that. On the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 2007, 1996 and 1992 with support at 1976. It gets up to that 2000 level. It does look a bit tired when it gets up there for the moment. But again, there's so much tension in the markets that it's sort of leaving everything quite vulnerable in both directions. Okay, so last but not least, oil. And that's going to be very interesting this week after OPEC's cuts. So on the daily, I've got resistance at 82.80, 80.72. I've also got 76.07 in there, but I would totally ignore that now because I've got a feeling it's going to open above that. Support I've got at 72.18 and $69. On the 30-minute, I've got resistance at 75.80, but again, just expect this to open higher for sure. And I've got support at 75.43, 74.66 and 73.82. It just seems that it's got back into this range between 72 and 82 after testing sort of the 64, 65 level. However, with OPEC cutting over 1 million barrels a day, we could see it pop on the upside for sure. That was a very big surprise to most traders, if not all. So yeah, it's just going to make it an interesting week. Just be aware that as it's sort of Easter weekend next weekend, a lot of the schools are off at the moment, so there's probably going to be less traders around, which is less volume, which generally leads to higher volatility though. So just gauge the size of your trades better. Again, just a little reminder about what we do. So we do this to try and help you guys as much as possible. On top of that, we provide a daily newsletter, so you're getting fresh chart levels, fresh pivot points each day. Of course, you get the global news as well. What more could you want? And we filter that so you don't have to take the time to do that. If you've got some gaps or you feel as though there may be gaps in your trading skills, then come and see us, because we provide a lot of one-day workshops. We can even cater something specifically for you. And then, you know, if you're quite new to trading or you're looking to get into trading, then we can pretty much take you from zero to hero in just 1 week. What we're going to do is just give you those solid foundations on which to build your trading career. But by the end of the week, you will feel very confident in the potential ability that you're going to have to make those sort of high probability decisions with your trading. And then if you really want to turn trading into a career, then our comprehensive accredited diploma masterclass is going to be the one for you. This has been specially designed to provide you with all the knowledge and trading skills that you're going to need to navigate not just today's markets but future markets as well. And we cover all asset classes. You know, just look on our calendar. We are revamping the website over the next week or two, and it'll have a much fresher look to it for sure. So trader mentoring, you know, if you're looking to get to that next level time and again, I can certainly help you to get there. Consulting wise, you know, we help companies with hedging FX and commodity exposure. When it comes to providing educational content, it's not just for individuals that we do it, but we do it for exchanges and brokers as well. And, you know, if you're in that position where you perhaps haven't got as much capital behind you as you would like you know, for your trading, then consider a funded trading account. We've got a great company that we partner with there. We even provide a preparation course, and that's the Nordic Funder, and the details are there as well. Again, you know, maybe you have got the capital, but why risk your capital? Why not risk someone else's? All you got to do is just pass their challenge. Okay, so if you want to contact us, then it's info@symaxfintech.com, or if you've got any trading questions you'd like to aim directly at me, it's chris.tubby@symax-int.com. All it leaves me to say is have a great week. Just be careful, you might see sort of a little bit more volatility than even usual in the markets. I will be doing another one of these next weekend, even though it is Easter. But let me take this opportunity to wish you all a happy Easter and see you again soon. Thanks for listening and best of luck.